audience. So you're paying, all you're doing is paying on the front end for their audience. Whereas if you get a no-name cast, you have to get creative in your marketing to find the audience. You know what I mean?
I got you. So essentially what you're saying is whatever you spend on your production, you should be spending on your marketing.
I recommend.
In that marketing, obviously you guys are leaning more towards social media, Facebook, YouTube. I'm not sure if you guys have a Twitter presence. I've only kind of tracked him Facebook and YouTube. How is it? What's the most effective methodology for, let's say, Facebook? Because you guys have built a pretty decent sized fan base. What are some of the tips that you can maybe partake on how to do that?
So there's two options. There's the money route and there's the guerrilla marketing. So if you got time, what we did in the beginning is we started producing content like we're doing now, giving feedback to filmmakers where we can. It's just our experience. So everything we're talking about is just our experience. It's not right, it's not wrong, it's just what works for us. You know what I mean? So if you're going to do that, you're going to want to, there's a couple different avenues that work for us. Hacking groups really helps. Finding influencers, other people that are willing to share. So if you like on a project we did called 10 Seconds to Run, we got a blog, ihorror.com, to help push that. So there's a couple different things. You either got to hack the groups and build your own fans for it in the beginning, or you find somebody else with fans and figure out what they want and work with them somehow. Let me ask you this. Okay, so this is my suggestion, and this will help you, I think, in the future. Build your network around what you like to create. So if you like to create, like we do paranormal horror, and that's what we niched out as for our network, which is Haunted Tours TV, okay? Find what you want to do and create a brand or create the brand around that. So now you have your totally nerdy, media production company, but then you have, nerdy TV, where everything is related to, I don't know, like people.
It's comic book, it's sci-fi, horror, and comedy is our niche. PK is the thing we've been the most successful with, which is, between you and me, is essentially a rip-off of Silicon Valley, but done in a slightly different, well, not in a slightly different way, but in a different way.
Okay.
We're not doing software, we're doing robots. It's like BattleBot.
Okay.
But it's essentially the same principle as Silicon Valley. Nameless is split with real, more in-your-face type superpowers. So we're developing those two projects, and then we're going to go into one horror film once we're done called Dispatch. Now, because Dispatch only takes place in a couple of rooms, we think we have the budget or the wherewithal to be able to do maybe a full feature, because it's not as intensive on visuals, but it's hopefully we get a decent, we do a better job, do a good job writing, and I think we can do it as a feature. But I understand what you're saying. We're trying to lock into that nerdy brand of sci-fi, horror, and comedy. Go ahead.
No, I like it. I mean, so I would just build around that. So everything you do should be relatable to that. And what I would do is do something in your spare time that's like I wouldn't say so much a podcast or wherever you like to be, whether it's written content, whether it's a podcast or video form, something you can do every week just to keep them fans engaged. So every time you drop something, the same fans, oh, hey guys, I'm getting ready to drop the series for season 2, because what you're going to do is you're going to build a fan base around those products, right? And then what happens is now you don't lose your fan base, because what I learned and what we had problems with in the beginning is we would build a Facebook page for it, build up the fan base, release the movie, and then it's like, okay, well, I just lost all those fans now, because now I'm making a movie that's Terror Talk and it's a completely different name. So if you can figure out how to just stay nichey like that and just release under total nerdy media, right? But release weekly content and then use that as a commercial for your series that you're dropping on Amazon or whatever. And then what happens is those 2,000 turns into 3,000, 3,000 turns into 4,000, and it's a continual growth. Like what you'll have is you'll have people that might want this show because you have the numbers.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of things right. I mean, the other side stuff is clearly something that's right. And I think we need to mimic it to a degree. We need to kind of follow your format.
Yeah, I think it's I think I think you know what to do. So you just told me that we put out a lot of content. So how are we able to do that?
Essentially, I'm thinking you guys are just using little hand cameras off your phones and you're recording thoughts.
We
Which
document.
are really good because they're actually informational. I'm learning stuff from it. Our membership is learning stuff from it. I think it's the key. The key thing here is the episodic content.
So to break it down for you, for it to make sense, if this makes sense, what we're doing right now is we're documenting our journey to becoming, the next Warner Brothers, if you want to say that. And so we're just documenting ourselves on the bigger events that we do. So if we go to Spooky Empire, if we are producing a show, we're documenting us producing that show. And what we're doing is, editing a 7 to 15 minute show, right? And then what we're doing...
Everything leads back to the brand. Even the episodics, even the documentation, documentary style stuff that you're doing, it all leads back to the brand. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, I would say so. Us as a mini studio, we're able to upload our content on that platform. And you gotta remember, it's one of the biggest platforms. So what we're doing is between Facebook and how cheap Facebook is, and you're able to run ads on Facebook. Everybody's on Facebook. Drive people from Facebook, the ad, to Amazon to watch the content. And if they have Amazon Prime, they pay monthly for that, so it's free. So we don't make them pay for our content because we believe that people don't want to pay for content if they're already paying for month-to-month subscription on streaming. So that's kind of our model and how we're doing it.
This is the great thing about Amazon, and I'm going to let you in on this secret because this is like, I look at it like this. So say you got a house for rent, right? So you buy a piece of property. People will buy a piece of property, right? They'll put like $10,000 down. They'll buy it for, I don't know, maybe 50, I don't know, maybe we'll say 150,000, right? They put 10,000 down, whatever. And they're going to make $400 a month off that house, right? Things go wrong, they got to fix it. So think of it like this, and this is what I love about Amazon, and this is why we're doing what we're doing. With Amazon, when I put my product on there, I get paid passively after that monthly for about a good 6 or 7 months solid once you do that initial push. After that, it dwindles down and you're making, maybe, a couple $100 a month. But you can make, if you get something that hits, you can make 10 or 20 grand a month on Amazon, like for streaming minutes. You know what I mean? So think of it as a house. Think of it as a piece of property. If you go start shooting this series, right? So say you shoot like 4 or 5 episodes first, 22 minutes a piece, but pay the talent. You can pay the talent a little bit. Get some people that are good but are trying to make it. You know what I mean? And they're not no names. And make it, if you got effects that you can use and give it high production value, that's even fucking better because like we suck at that. So like if you got that on that you have, get the highest production value you get that doesn't look cheesy and like use that. And sci-fi is actually a good niche. And think of it as a house. So say you spend $2,000, and I know this sounds really minimal, but you can do it. If you pay the actors a little bit and then you pay food, you got that initial $2,000 investment. You own that content like nobody else, not an investor, nobody else you got to pay back. You own that. You do another $2,000 in marketing. You can probably make anywhere from 10 to 20 off of that. in the first year. Now that's if it doesn't hit. If it hits, you could probably do better than that. You know what I'm saying?
So it's that straightforward. I'm not saying I'm not going to use the word easy. I'm going to use the word straightforward. It's that straightforward.
Right now they allow it. Amazon allows it, man, and it's a monthly income. That's why we have the studio, and I've got a show we're getting ready to shoot called Share Your Scare. See, on Haunted Tours, we traveled the state, so it was a little bit more invested in it, right? So now what I'm doing is I'm creating a talk show, a paranormal talk show, right? It's very simple reenactments that we can shoot, 22 minutes apiece, probably 12 episodes. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make it on almost nothing, okay? Put the money into marketing, pay everybody a little bit, pay them food. They're going to get a lot of exposure out of it, you know? And just like you said, it's more like you want the knowledge rather than the money. Same thing with me. So what I'm doing is now I'm creating a house that I'm going to continually be able to make money off of. I release that on the platform. It does well. Now I do season 2. Now season 2 is working for season 1. So now you got twice the streaming minutes because you get paid per streaming minutes. You know what I'm saying? So it's more or less once you get to that second, third season and people like it, like you can have something very profitable. And that's where we're going with it. Like that's our mindset. Like I just let you in on a lot, but that's a lot of trial and error on my part. Like I've lost, 20 grand on this shit trying to learn it. You know what I mean? Yeah, and look at Amazon's track record. What does Amazon allow? Amazon allows people to create stores, right? They're getting their cut, but then the other people are making a living off of it. So if filmmakers smarten up a little bit and think more entrepreneurial, like you are and like we are, what happens is now you create a mini studio like a Warner Brothers or whatever, but not with all that overhead yet. And then that's just your base. Now you can build upon that. And say it does really well. Say you end up being the guy that makes something that gets, tons of recognition, and then Amazon contacts you and say, hey dude, like we want to make this an original because it does so well. So let them come to you. That's our model. Let them come to you. You know what I mean?